Good morning and sliding into afternoon. Judy Allen here, San Antonio, Texas. Yes, I still am recovering from strained muscles in my left arm. Whew, I didn't manage to do it just once, but I did it twice, right? So that's always exciting. So I'm going to sling right to keep me on my A game so I don't do things I shouldn't be doing. So, but I can still use my hands and we can create today, all right? So we're going to be doing Christmas in July. So it's from now through 16th, I think, is there. And we're going to be using the Jolly Holly. And I'm going to show you how we're going to make a shaker card. And we can do other things with it as well, too, right? We can make projects easily with it. So you don't have to go down the hands because my hands are already there. So let's see what we're up to. So what I've got here is the stamp set. This is something that just recently came out. And we're going to use, this is actually Pretty Ribbon from the Pear Suite. And then we're also going to use some loose gold sequins to make our shaker card. So let's see how we're going to do this. I'm using, just so you know, so we're using a number of different things, right? So I think sometimes we limit ourselves to the suite we're in or whatever we're doing. And we do try to do that, right? Because I want to show you how to use it. But I'm actually combining several things here. So the ribbon's from another suite. You can use it for whatever you want to use it for, right? And then I'm using these beehive meant to be dies. I want to say a beehive. It looks like a beehive. All right, and what we've done is you can actually stack these when you die cut. So what I've done in order to get the border that I wanted, I've just taken it something like this out here. So you actually need two sizes up to be able to make it happen. All right, because when this die cuts, it not only the inner side here is part of the inside, and then we get a border on the outside. I'm going to show you that here as I take this out. I want to show you the other stuff too while I'm at it, so you know I used. So I also using this woven paper, right? Because it's got the Christmas colors in here. So that's what we're using today. I'm going to set that aside, get that out of my way so it doesn't get me in trouble. And let's see what we got here. Yeah, so it's nice to be able to move my hands and fingers and all without hurting. So the first thing we did is we're going to make a triangle card. Let me show you this here. A lot of stuff here, components, but it's easy and I love it. See how this is going to go? All right. So we take the paper here, and you always just want to put it on the edge. When I sat there and did this to begin with, to be able to make that part of the card, you just need to put it like about just a smidgen, right? Because you don't want to do it. I just used some tape to hold it down. See how small that is? Just enough you can see right there. So that's what allows you to make the card like I made it. Alright, so this is going to be the base. I'm going to move this out of the way because I already got my stamps lined up. And we're not going to do... So I'm very fortunate, right? So I'm very fortunate because I happen to have someone that is getting his learner's permit. So I have someone to drive for me if I need to go somewhere. And then he has been helping me tremendously on die cutting things, and he's helped me with everything to do for the retreat, right? Because this has been going on 2 weeks now, over 2 weeks. So I have to sit there because I injured it. Then the following week I injured it again because I was feeling so well and I pushed the door. And anyway, long story. I'm not going to go through all that. So what we're going to do here first, I'm going to go ahead. This is going to be our base. I'm going to show you how this fits in here. So this is going to fit right perfectly through here. All right. So let's get a window sheet. Now you end up with all these extra little, when you die cut the stuff out. We're going to do something with these, not today, but we're going to do something with them. We are going to do something with one of them. This one right here. All right, but save them because there's things we can do with them. All right, Gabe and I both have been busy looking at some of the different things we can do. All right, so I'm going to set these aside right here because I'm just doing all kind of different things so I can show you. And we're not going to use this either. These are all just extras that we're going to use from something else. But we are going to use two of these. And this is nice because you can die cut two at a time. All right. So we do have to get our window sheet on here. So let me get my window sheet, and it is clear. And I have to tell you, I've lost my window sheet more than once when I've used window sheet because it's clear, right? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put some glue on this right here. This is going to go right here. And yep, I can't be watching almost how I stretch my arm. Okay, yep, so keep me on my A game, right? So we're just going to take the, put it, you don't have to put glue everywhere, but just put it down the center, because as you squeeze this down, squish it down and lay it down. It's gonna glue, right? Well, let's see here. It's gonna say, yep. We're just gonna put some down here because we need it to seal. We need our window sheet's gonna make our shaker card. Yes, we got these gold sequins, which I think is really nice, right? I don't know about you, but I used to make ornaments with the gold sequins and actually decorate stockings and so forth and all. So I'm just going to put it right on here. And I'm just making sure I got enough. Yeah, there we go. And we're going to clip off the excess. You can die cut it, but it's so thick sometimes. It can be difficult. So I just don't want difficulties today, right? And the other thing is we're going to take this. So we're going to talk about these little triangles. What's left over of these. How many sides is it? Okay. Yeah, I was trying to think how many sides I got there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was trying to think it's not a hexagon. Maybe. Alright, see how we're going to put this right here? So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now because it's not hard to do since I already got the glue out. That's what's going to be our added accent. I was going to see if there was a particular... No, really nothing really stands out. I was looking to see when I die cut it out if it picked up any particular colors that made it look like a pattern. So usually, if I die cut something and it looks like there was a pattern or something that I missed out on, then I just try to line it up, right? I'm really not seeing it. You see it, you can tell. Maybe that's it right there. Okay. I'm just like that, right? I said if I can make it work, I make it work because it reminds me of stained glass, right? Where you got that stained glass look. So we're gonna have that look. So we're combining different things, right? So we're not only making a shaker card, but we can sit there and give it a stained glass look. And you know, the thing is, as I'm doing this right here, I could have, it would have made it easier, is I could have just put some glue on my little mat, silicone mat, and that would have helped me out too. So right now I need all the help I can get, right? Make life easier there in creating. Alright. But yes, so Gabe has been a real help. And so is Zoe. Zoe had to leave. But the two of them have been very helpful between die cutting and helping me out. Just helping me out in general, right? From everything. It wasn't cooking or keeping me out of trouble by saying, no, you don't need to be doing that, Nana. We'll do that for you. That helps too, right? Okay. So we got that in there. And we're going to glue this on here. And then we're going to actually... So this is directional, right? So when you sit there and do this, you want to make sure this is the top of my card, and we have it going like this here. So I actually had it originally going like this, so we're going to put it like this right here. And we're going to do this. Just like that. Okay, and let's go ahead and cut this off. We can also stamp too while we're at it. Let's see here. This is going to fit perfectly in here. Just like that. Okay, so we have options. So I actually brought, this is actually Poppy Parade. So we're going to see how we like Poppy Parade with this. If not, we can change it. And I see, actually I should have done that with my other hand because my left hand really didn't like doing that. Alright, so that's how we are right now. We still just got some things that my body talks to me and says, we really don't like that you did that. So I'm just going to stamp it right here. And like I said, this is Poppy Parade. And see how that looks? I like that. So sometimes we're thinking, I don't know if that's going to work. It works. Alright, now the other thing I'm going to do is put this lid back on. It's already giving me enough trouble as it is. And then I'm going to actually stamp this. I used Mossy Meadow. Like originally I was going to use, yeah, I need to open this to this end. I was originally going to use old, you see how it's coming there? I was going to use Old Olive, and it just wasn't dark enough. But I want to show you, we have some choices here. And I'm going to stamp on the back here so you can see. Oh, this, I was going to say, I hope I didn't cut myself. I hope it's ink. I'm hoping and believing so. I can't imagine me doing anything that would cut myself. Alright, so we have choices. I really like this here. Right? So I'm just stamping on the back, so if you don't have something handy, like I didn't pull something handy to do this. I think that's just ink. Alright, so see I have choices here. So I wanted to put something around this right here. So I have the choices. I could do this right here. I could do this. I'm going to stick with the holly, but I just wanted to show you that you do have choices. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the holly, and then we can color it in. And I'm just going to use my blending pen today. I could have brought some other pens, but I thought, you know what? We can do it just like that. And I actually got a little bit there, but I'm not really worried because my stuff is going to cover that. Alright, so I am going to color this in. And I'm just going to use the corner. So if you haven't done this in a while, right, we can either use our blender pens or we can do what I'm fixing to do right now. And we'll hold this just in case I need this. Alright, so if you're not too sure, see how that's going to look? So all I'm going to do is scoop a little color here. I'm just going to color this on. And normally I don't leave my ink pads open, but I just can only do so much. I'm sorry. Don't take the habits today. Today is more or less whatever I can do. Right? Sometimes we just have to adjust and so forth. At least I'm feeling better and I can use my fingers. My body still tells me if I'm pushing my limits too much. Right? That's what our bodies do. I just have to listen. That's most probably what I'm not good at. Okay, so I got the green there. I'm just going to set this aside. And then I'm going to go back on the back side of this here. And I'm just going to get that all off. Okay, I have to make sure that's off before I dip this in red, right? Or in the Poppy Parade. I never thought these things were hard to open until you have to just do it with one hand pretty much. They're really not that hard. Okay, I'm just going to do this side. There you go. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing here. We're just going to color these in. Right? So yeah. So Christmas in July is right. It's all, again, it's all getting a head start for the holiday season. So I'm only going to do one card today, okay? Just trying to stay on my good behavior. Just trying to find a scrap of paper, something I can just get all that red off. I like to clean up my stuff, right, when I'm there if I can. Because otherwise I end up messing up later on. Now we've got to do everything we want right now because we're fixing to put this inside the shaker card. And this is a new one. Okay, this is a new one. So when you have a new Wink of Stella, it comes with this black right here that you have to take off. And you just turn this back in and it punches a hole so that you can squeeze the Wink of Stella out. So you see this is very dry. Right, let's see if we can go here. See it coming through there? Yeah. Ooh, there we go. Wasn't expecting that, but I just needed a little, right? I just need to get some stuff going. Alright. Because once we put this in, right, it's in. And this will help pick up some color too if you want to. Alright. Now put that aside now that we know that Wink of Stella has got all the liquid it needs. Okay, so we're going to put this on the inside. Oops, thank you. We're going to put it right here. Got to make sure our direction is going. Yep, that's where we're going to open it. Okay, so see here, I thought I did that right, and I didn't, but it's okay. We're just going to put this right here. It's going to have all the Christmas stuff we need with it. Right? Because nobody's going to know this is back here. You know it, because you're watching. Alright. I don't know, somebody looks like somebody said something. Thank you. I can only, yeah. Alright, we're just going to put this right here in the center. Now, when we go to put this one on top, now this would make a very, so when I tell you projects, think of this. This would make a very cute Christmas ornament too. We're just going to come right up here, okay? So let me go and get this cut off. So I'm already visualing. We already talked about, Gabe and I are always talking about the rims that were left over. And you know what? I can make a Christmas ornament out of that too, or a Christmas card. Yep, him and we were talking about that earlier. It's like, what do you do with all those? I'm thinking, don't get rid of them because we can make something with it. Alright, so we're just going to do this right here. It's just easier to me to do it this way because number one, right, it's just really hard on your dies trying to get it through. Not that it won't, it will. But since I am already pushing the envelope on everything, it's like, alright, we'll stay on our A game as best we can. Now when I get through this, we're literally going to sit there and we're going to use adhesive strips on the back of this. And then I have some extra white ones here to sit there and do our sentiment on the inside, which I've already got my stuff set up to say Merry Christmas. I know some people use Happy Holidays. I use Merry Christmas. Alright, see how this is going to look? So all my efforts to make sure this all looked and blended together with the reds didn't go quite like I expected it, but it's alright. The world didn't end. The sun's still up, right? Okay, so here's some strips. These are foam strips. And I'm just going to put them right here. The main thing is, right, we want to make sure that you don't leave any gaps. Because if you do, and you can go back to one of my old videos where I made some. You know what, I'll leave it like that. I actually made a shaker card and I thought I had everything sealed well. And I didn't, because when I went to proudly display for my husband, show him the shaker card and how fun it was. Yep, he got the shaker stuff all over him because we found out I had a gap. So that's what happens if you have a gap. And I'm just going to do it like this. And we just had one last strip.
Glitter bomb?
It was like a glitter bomb. And then I thought I fixed it. And I went to show him again. And it did it again. But I mean, I think it's funny, but I'm not sure he felt it was funny at the time. But anyway, stuff like that just happens, right? It just happens. So I'm just going to make sure. See how that I make sure there's no gaps there. All right, I'll just put this back over here. Okay, so now we're ready to sit there and put this on here. Now, when I do this, put something on there. When I did this, I usually use 1/8 of a teaspoon. I guess I somehow did that. Oh no, I'll get it corrected. I use 1/8 of a teaspoon of the shaker stuff right here. All right, today I'm just gonna eyeball it. I'm gonna just put some right here. We'll get that there. And I'm just gonna sprinkle some in the center. There we go. All right, these are like gold sequins, right? I'm just gonna put them right there. Okay. I don't know, that's 1/8 of a teaspoon, but there we go. All right, let me get the rest of this off. So yes, this is part of the free class to go through the 16th. And you get 4, so you're going to get 4 different things, right? It's not just this, it's 4 different things. I'm looking to see if I see the red. There it is. You put it on right here. So just make sure all my little points line up there. So there you go. But we're not finished, right? We're not finished. Yeah, so let's see here. I can't always see. Yeah, I know, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't want to aggravate, that is for sure. I've been like really listening to my body. All right, so here's the shaker part. Now we're going to put a piece of ribbon on here, because we really don't need any other bling. We're going to use the reverse side. So here's one side of the ribbon. But I want to use this side because I really want that gold to show. Yeah, so if you saw what I posted previously, I did one with the bees. And I actually made a shaker card for the retreat. And I just think they're fun. Just think they're fun with this paper. And we're just going to put this right up here. Okay? And so I'm just going to clip it here. Yeah, how I agitated, I heard it the second time was I was just like pushing the door closed to the car, and the mirror, the rear view mirror gave, and it stretched my arm much further than I should have, and oh, that's what re-agitated it again. See how we're just going to put that there? We're just going to put it here with a, I'm going to do it with a glue dot for the moment. And most probably, depending on what I was going to do, right? So if I was going to make this as a Christmas ornament, which it would be a very nice Christmas ornament, I would most probably use glue or even hot glue, right? Just something that's going to withstand time, because if you got a Christmas ornament, depending if you're going to ship it or if you just put it on your tree, right? So now's the time. I like to get started now if you can, right? Christmas in July is a great time to get us going, because help to save ourselves being so rushed in the holidays. So here's the bow on here. See how nice that is? I like that. All right, so I'm going to put Merry Christmas on the inside. Now the two words are not together, so we're going to stamp them separately. And you know what you can do too? We can actually put white on the back side. When I did for the retreat coming up, we're going to make one of these. And actually I used a square piece or rectangle piece of cardstock versus doing the honeycomb. I like the honeycomb for this. And we did that, so it gave you a little bit more space. The other thing that you could do is on the back, I put white on the cardstock on the back here too. I'm getting something to help me do this. And what you do if you do that is just sit up there, and I'm just going to get this lined up. When you do that, it just gives you a little bit more if you want to sign a little bit more, right? So I'm going to do Christmas down here. Alright, so I got my Merry Christmas. Yeah, I didn't clean that off right. Can't do everything right now, but it's okay. And then we'll just put this in here. We're going to need some glue. And then I'm going to just show you what else. I'm not going to finish it, but you know it's easy to make a card out of these. Not like this, because this is nice. This is, I want to say it's hexagon, right? I'm not sure. Okay, so I could have made this bigger, but I wanted mine to be small, because this is just how I wanted it, right? So I'm going to put this here, and if you wanted to put glitter, or not glitter, the sequins around here, you could. I'm just, I'm just going to do it like that. There you go. Right, and we can still put some of the other kind right there behind too. Right? Let's see if I got you there. Yeah, I love it. So there you go. Here's our Christmas card. Now think of it this way. I only have one of these right now. We're going to put this together. But just think of this as you have this, so a couple more on a card. Just a regular size card. Or, I tell you the other that I like also that I'm thinking of is to sit there and put it on a, can't think right now. One of the long cards. Again, we can stamp this here and then we put other things around it, right? So let me go ahead and while we have this handy. Say this handy, yeah. There you go. Alright. Alright, because we can put all the decorations. We can do this any way we want. We still have the red and white striped ribbon or thread, right? Which you can use. But we can sit there and take these and turn around and put them on like cardstock and make several of them, right? With different designs on here. That would be really cute as well, too. So there you go. So I hope you enjoy this, right? It's about creating, sharing, and giving. And right now it's a great time to get a head start on your holiday cards, right? Christmas, if it's out Thanksgiving, it's a good time for all those kind of things right now. If you do a month, you'll be there by Christmas time, all right? So I hope you enjoy this, and I want to thank you for supporting me, not only here, but on Instagram and YouTube. Miss Zoe is getting some stuff posted for me on Instagram. Whoop, whoop. So I got both the grandkids. They're both 15 years old, going on 16, right? So they're still helping out Nana, and I appreciate that deeply. So big shout out to Gabe and Zoe for helping me out. But thank you for your support here, like I said, and on YouTube and Instagram. Be blessed, have an amazing week, and I look forward to seeing you next week without my arm in a sling. Bye.